All right, guys, welcome back. Jerry once again here at Hilltop Firearms Training Center, Dover, Tennessee. Thanks for watching. It is January the 1st, 2020, the beginning of a new year, along with a new decade. It's kind of hard to believe. I wanted to reflect a little bit on 2019, as well as focus on what we have planned for 2020. Along with that, I want to get a couple things off my chest. It's been a long time since I've been in front of the camera. I don't really make videos much anymore, and most of the time it's because I'm really busy. 2019, a very hard year, but a prosperous year at that. So much work has come in. Our classes have really increased, and the number of students we've had the pleasure of having up here and trying to help teach them, it's just been great. The Tennessee Handgun Carry Permit class, of course, that has been something I've done since 2007. Seen a lot of changes along the way, but last year, wow. Another thing that I do and have been doing since the early 2000s, gunsmith work. My gunsmithing, armor type work, gun restoration has kept me busy. This next room over here is full of gun repairs going on right now, and I just thought, just take a break. But I thank those people who have brought me these firearms to work on, because it's something that I feel, it's what I do, I enjoy it. And it's a challenge every time I get a new firearm to work on. It's some type of a thing I've probably never had to encounter before. And I'm very pleased that people put that trust in me to get their firearms serviced and repaired and back up and running. The classes, 2019, wow. Taught a lot of classes, taught a lot of different classes. We had some new stuff we introduced. We did our low light class again last year, and that went over. This past year, I've been very blessed as well to work with our local sheriff's department. New sheriff took over, and he's been very much focused on getting all of his law enforcement personnel trained up, as well as giving them additional type advanced training in addition to just the yearly qualifications. And I'm very blessed to say that it's been a pleasure working with them as well, our law enforcement brothers and sisters. So 2019, it's gone. New year begins today, new decade, and I've been thinking a lot about some things like where do I want Hilltop to go? Well, first of all, let me say this. Hilltop has never tried to be the next greatest thing in the shooting world of firearms instructors. Sometimes I feel like that term, or title I should say, is sometimes used and becomes a little bit of something it's really not supposed to be. Instructors should be a teacher, right? First and foremost, a person who conveys information, whatever it is, to another person and helps them to better themselves. That's what I feel an instructor should do. And I've tried really hard since 2007 to be a good teacher. I don't like the term instructor for myself, although I do actually hold instructor certifications, a driving instructor, domestic violence instructor, verbal judo, FBI police firearms. Yeah, the list goes on. But one day, not long ago, I had all my certificates on the wall, and I just took them down, put them in a drawer. I was like, what are you doing? What are you advertising? What are you trying to say to your students that come up here? Like, look at all the training I've had. It's about taking that information and then giving it back to them. And I've made some mistakes along the years. I started thinking about every video that I've ever done. If you've ever watched any of the videos, although I believed in what I was trying to convey and what I was trying to convey in that video, whether it was a gear review or a certain shooting method, how to load a pistol, I believed in it. But there was one really big error that I made, and a huge mistake. My appearance. I tried to look like the people that are generally accepted in the shooting industry, shooting training industry, whatever you want to call it. I grew that disgusting beard. And look, I'm not trying to talk bad about people who have beards, but I know the error of my ways. I tried to alter my appearance to look perhaps more the part, so I could blend in with the norm. That wasn't me. If you know me personally, you know that's not who I am. If you've taken classes here, you know that I'm not the know-it-all. And I'll say this, if you have taken classes here, like our advanced stuff, you know it is in fact advanced. But yet, we don't portray that we know everything, look how cool we are, because I'm not a cool guy. I'm not that if you know me, I'm merely trying to share information that I was lucky enough to receive over the years. My first school that I ever attended, I stepped foot into a formal shooting school, was 1992. It wasn't really anything high speed, but that instructor was a knowledgeable older gentleman, and he kind of woke me up as to where I needed to be, because prior to that I was the gun collector. Every time a new firearm came out, I had money at the time, I was a young guy, single, had money, I bought it. New caliber, had to have it. And now look, if your budget allows that, awesome. But I learned along the way that you don't always have to have the latest, greatest, as long as you have the basic fundamental skills in place. I think sometimes people try to buy skill. They try to have the latest pistol that has all the gadgets on it, or the latest rifle that's fully blown up, with all the cool little things, and that's going to make them better. Well, you've got to have that baseline foundation first. You can't buy skill. Experience comes with time. I've learned that. I've made a lot of bad choices over the years, even how to run a business. I'm not really the businessman. I'm good at working in that back shop, working on guns, and I enjoy and I absolutely love being on the range, helping people better to use their firearms. Now, I'm gonna vent a little bit, so try not to get too angry. There's a lot of great schools out there, a lot of very big name types that are teaching some great stuff. But somewhere along that convoluted road is a lot of people that are in this business, I think a lot of times for their own personal gain. It's more about, look at me, I'm the rock star, look how awesome I am, watch me shoot. There's videos I watched recently. It was a guy that calls himself former this and former that, and it's like, either you are or you're not. You did the job, awesome. You have great knowledge behind what you teach. But he's so arrogant, I can't even make it through his videos. He just reeks with this arrogance of how awesome he is. I don't think I could ever learn in that guy's class. Whenever we are teaching, I love to interact with the people that are here, and I pick their brain, and I'm like, so what do you think about that? Here's another thing we try to do very different here. We give you a series of options on how to best utilize a firearm, whether how to hold a rifle, how to load the rifle, how to run the pistol, whatever it is. But it's not one size fits all. It shouldn't be. Everybody has different physical limitations. Bodies are different. How we have people, say have limited hand strength. Whatever a person has going on in their life, we try to tailor it around them in the class. So while we can accomplish the task of say, all right guys, let's load our rifles, or how we go from pistol to rifle, rifle to pistol, whatever it is that we are teaching for that particular moment, we also allow that student a variety of options so they can tailor it to themselves. Because I am by no means the know-it-all. I don't have all the answers, and really, I don't think a lot of people really do. But there are people that will act like they know everything and this is the best and only way. It's never going to be that way here at Hilltop. I've got two other instructors, one of which he was really very much with us in 2018, and he got busy, but down to earth, knowledgeable, and all around a good person. And that's what I want up here. We've had people that have shown up thinking that this was like those other schools, and maybe they were disappointed in that. Well, they won't return, and that's fine. I don't need those kind of folks here. I want people that are open-minded, people that are just wanting to better learn how to protect themselves. That's what's important here. This is a place, and I say this, but this is a place you could send your mom. Your mom could come up here, and we've had a lot of moms up here too. We've had moms with AR-15s. I had an elderly couple that bought an AR-15 because they were watching the news and seeing what's going on. And the husband and wife both were trying to learn how to better use this investment, okay? There's no reason to put all this ego and bravado and all of this unnecessary content to simply, let's go shoot these firearms and let's learn how to better use them. That's all this is about. You know, do we know everything? Do I know everything? Absolutely not. I'm continuously learning. I'll be taking a class in June as a student. I always want to know what the other instructors are doing. But that being said too, I don't just copy what I've learned. I try to come up with drills that make a person think. I try to come up with techniques that says, you know, when you're scared and everything's going wrong for that one moment of violence that's happening, you will be able to do this and you'll be able to do it successfully. And that is what has been instrumental in fueling the passion in me to keep this school going. And I just wanted to thank you guys for the folks that know who I am personally. I think you know what kind of a person I am. I consider the students that have come up here like part of this family that keeps growing, because we may have to someday be that line in the sand when things get bad. And thank you for being there with us and helping this business grow. I'm a very frugal person. I don't have fancy guns. I don't have a big vault of, you know, all kinds of expensive toys. I have a few key guns that I use, but I carry and I train with them and I push them hard and they look beat up. But that is what's more important, is how do I successfully utilize this firearm to the best of its ability. Hence the term, like of one of our classes, versatile rifle applications. How versatile is your rifle? From 5 yards to 300. We can prove it to you, and we do it every year, several times a year. And stick with us for 2020. I hope to see you soon, guys, on the range.